transportation budget. Liz also works very hard for the transportation budget. Besides being our director of transportation, Liz and Kathy are also our people responsible for our
Driver's ed.
driver's ed. It's going very well. How many people do we have? How many students? 47 students. So,
We
thank
finish
you.
April 4th, and then we'll offer our summer session. And then we'll start again for September.
Thank you for doing that. If you've got almost 50 children who are doing this, clearly there was a need. So thank
We
you.
had 49. I said to your son, tell your mother I have 49 kids. And then 2 of the kids that their schedule didn't work out, and they ended up dropping out. And they were actually licensed already. They were just going to take the course to get the
Well, mine does
insurance
that too.
reduction. So,
Yeah.
so we ended up losing 2, but that's okay. We had 47 first.
Still, it's a huge number, and with any luck, 47 safer drivers.
We hope so.
God bless you. We hope so.
So good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So there's a few things that we continue to work on with the transportation budget, which is reducing overtime for sports, reducing our spending without losing our quality of service that we provide, improving our efficiency of our routes, better service our community, and also continue to utilize the shared services model, combining our transportation services with other school districts in the area to transport our students out of district. Yes,
Wait a minute. Are sports always overtime?
No,
She'll get there.
9%.
yeah, 90% of the time it is overtime
It is. But we have to do it that way
because of the contract.
because of the contract.
And a few things, we continue to retrain all of our drivers on the administration of EpiPens. We have a large number of children that are in use of them or carry them because of their allergies. So we recertified all of our drivers, van drivers, chauffeurs, and also our big bus drivers on how to administer them in case, heaven forbid, one of our kids has an emergency. And then also some of the drivers participated in recertification for their CPR, first aid, and AED.
I'm sorry, I just thought of a joke about it. We kind of just...
Oh, jeez. How come only some?
You can tell me it later. It was offered as, on a Saturday. Did you, are you interested? Would you
I think
like
it's
to?
terrific. What percentage did it? I mean, what's some? 25?
40%.
That's good.
Wow, good.
And the certification's for a couple of years, so maybe next time you
Right,
get the
so for
others.
2 years.
Yep.
Correct. Okay, we've received
Yes,
a
they
delivery
should.
on 2 75-passenger. The transit style are our pushers that we have. It's a flat front bus. We also received delivery on 3 28-passenger vans. As Anthony said, we resurfaced and repainted the outside of the bus garage and also did some painting inside the bus garage to make it a little brighter to reduce the amount of light that we need in there. And we put new gutters and drains also on the outside of the building to help keep the water away from the building and to make it a little bit safer there for people for walking. I'd like to continue to provide increased training for the drivers. Specifically, I just purchased a student management program from PTSI, which is a large company that does pupil transportation safety programs. So I just purchased that program, and I'd like to use that with the drivers to help them to develop strategies in order to do a little bit better with student behavior on the bus.
What is a student management strategy?
To help to deal with the behaviors on the bus, some negative behaviors, and kids fighting, picking on each other.
While they're driving.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Horsing around, things like
they
that.
can't be like us and go, stop.
Yeah, I want to turn this
Parent,
car
not a
around and take
teacher.
your So,
Do you also work with PPS, like on social emotional awareness issues and those kind of things? Does the PPS program or our department provide
Lynn
training?
does come in August when we have the full 8-hour refresher, and she does discuss with them. We go over the Dignity Act and talk about the anti-bullying and all those things right now. So those are all very big topics those are all the big buzzwords are, the Dignity Act and everything, and that's very important that the drivers understand and that they're able to recognize, when a student is being bullied and what to do in that instance. And I've had some of the drivers call me and say, I talked to the kid, he was getting off the bus, I asked him if everything was okay, he goes, but I really think something's going on. So then I call the school and alert the principal, and I've gotten calls from parents saying, please tell the driver, thank you so much. My son, told me I couldn't call the principal, I couldn't do anything about it, but I thank you, and the mom was crying because she was like so grateful that somebody recognized what was going on, and even though her son wouldn't let her act on it, the driver acted on it. And so, that makes a big deal.
Why don't we tell them the story about the
Oh, yeah, we have one child that is non-English speaking, and we were having issues because she wouldn't get up onto the bus, so her mother would put her on the bus, and then she wouldn't sit in the seat, she would stand the entire time on the bus. And so the drivers called and said, we don't know what to do, we're trying to tell her, we're trying to, model for her to sit and motion to her to sit, and she won't sit, she stands going to school, stands going back from school. I talked to the principal. He says, she stands in the classroom all day long. She won't eat in the lunchroom. She just stands there. So I spoke to the principal and Enrique. We had a big conversation, and we ended up moving that child to a van so that I knew that she would get safely back and forth to school. Now she's sitting on the bus. She'll get on the bus in the morning. I don't know whether it was the noise on the bus that upset her or what it was, but now she'll get on the van, she sits down, she'll ride to school, she gets on the van in the afternoon, she sits to go home. She's been a little bit more interactive in the classroom with some of the other kids, so hopefully that made a difference for her. So
Thank you.
So what I'd like to propose for next year are 2 transit-style buses, which, like I said, are our pushers, which would meet our target of 80% transit to conventional in our fleet. The buses would replace 2 2001 Thomas-built buses, which are also pushers, and they both have in excess of 94,000 miles on them. The cost to replace them would be approximately $264,000. I need to, not that I would like to, I really need to purchase one 18-passenger single-wheel wheelchair van. That van right now would replace a van that we are using every day going across the river to Rockland County, and it has current mileage of 217,000 miles. And the estimated cost to replace it would be $60,000. The lift itself is $8,000.
Can you transfer that to a new one?
Say that again?
Do you move the lift to the new vehicle, or do you?
Yeah, I can't move.
Or is this going to be a spare?
It would be a separate. The 25 would be a spare, and this would be a new bus. And I'm asking for a single wheel because I do have 3 dual wheelchair vans, but to send that to Rockland County, it adds an additional 30 minutes each way for those students' transportation, because we can't go on the Palisades.
Describe the difference.
Yeah, so single wheel means that there's only, one right wheel, one left wheel on the back. Dual wheel is that there's 4 wheels. And I can't take that on the Palisades Parkway.
Because it changes its
classification.
classification.
And the width of the bus is wide, so it doesn't, with the Palisades, we wouldn't be able to take it on there. And it would add an additional 30 minutes each way for those children for transporting. And we have, obviously those kids, because of where they're going to school, they're multiply handicapped and, seizure disorders and in wheelchairs and such. And so adding another hour a day just in transportation for them.
Just sheer curiosity, I imagine
Sure.
that between what you're saving between bus drivers and mileage and even the children and wear and tear on the vehicle, it's got to equal the difference between the cost and the vehicles. I mean, it's got to at least approach break even.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's really. I mean, I thank you. I think that's okay to make that distinction.
Yeah, well, like I said, because there's a lift in it, that's an $8,000 expense right there. Is the
You'd have that anywhere.
So, and then also we'd like to purchase a vehicle for shared use between the transportation and buildings and grounds departments. and the cost would be approximately $42,000. That would replace a Suburban that we have right now that was here when Jim Larson was here, so it's got well over 100,000 miles. It's got about 150,000 miles on it. And once it sits for the weekend, it won't start on Monday morning, and we're having issues with that, and it's tired. And so what we'll do is we'll repurpose that to the outside crew, and they'll use that for plowing, and they'll, we just run them until we can't run them anymore.
The wheels fall.
So we just take, the Suburbans that we purchased, we're able to just, give them to the outside crew. They retire something that has, 280,000 miles on it, and we, to give them something that has 150,000. They're like, hey, it's a new bus, and they, use it for plowing. They use it for, whatever they have to do.
Could we go back a slide? Question. One more.
One more?
Yeah, the 94,000 seems low, but I see it's a 2001. What is our normal mileage when we take a full bus out of service?
We try to take them out when they're a little over 100,000 miles, but these two buses have what are called Caterpillar motors in them, and those motors, when Caterpillar made them, were the first try at highway engines, and so because of that, we're spending a fortune in repairs for them. One trip to H.O. Penn cost me $7,000 to fix them. So the last bus we took up there, which cost $5,000 for them to do the diagnostics on it, they told me it would cost me $20,000 to fix it because it would need a whole new motor. So we've taken those two buses out of service because we can't use them for short trips because the motor, it won't regenerate, and so they're just sitting there as garage queens, not doing anything.
But our normal for the full size is only a little over 100,000.
It's must.
Wow.
Well, for my dailies, but then what I do is those buses that will come out of daily use and they'll go, as we use them as spares, we'll continue to use them. We'll use them as spare buses, or we'll use them for only afternoon buses, rather than morning and afternoon.
So when we take them out of service, what are they typically at?
Anywhere between 150 and 170.
Okay, so it's going a lot above 100.
Yeah,
By the
and
time
they're
you take it
serviced
totally
every
out of service.
5,000 miles.
Okay.
We
Thank you.
do complete oil change and everything every 5,000 miles on all of our vehicles.
Thanks.
Does somebody buy our own stuff?
By the time we get rid of them, sometimes we do put them on the obsolete bid. Sometimes people will bid for them, but then the ones that we aren't able to sell them, we sell them to scrap.
So we get something for our garbage, right?
Yes,
Can you approve it? You end up approving the bids.
right. And sometimes, like Anthony said, as he says, we cannibalize them. We strip and take everything that we can possibly use off of them before we scrap.
Okay.
And then we strip all the radios and the cameras and everything out of them.
Of course.
Okay, so my first line, my non-instructional salary, so that's an increase of 0.2%, which basically is our contractual requirement. Non-instructional chauffeurs, also an increase of $7,000, 1.5%. Chauffeurs for special ed, that's an increase of $8,000, again, 1.5%. Non-instructional overtime, that's also an increase, almost $2,500, so 1.5% there. Field trips, $522 increase, again 1.5%, and then sports overtime, that's an additional almost $2,000, and that's again 1.5%. My equipment line is going to stay the same, and then my contractual expenditures is going up by $10,000, and that's we've had an increase in our cost for our radios, also an increase in cost for my routing programs that I have, and yeah, that's translator, and also an increase in, in a program that I use to monitor all the driver requirements. all their 19A information. They're all certified through, as you know, through the Department of Motor Vehicles. No, I'm okay.
Okay.
And I have to monitor them each month. I have to print out, what they have, whether they're due for physicals, whether they're due for their biennial road test, whatever it is. So all of those are increasing this year.
What about drug tests for drivers? Is that part of contractual services?
Yes, it is. And we do those also. And we just got the bill for that.
How often does that happen?
It's done quarterly, so every 3 months. We have to do it a certain number of times a school year.
So during the school year, does every driver get tested, or is
Every
it?
driver, every member of the CSE unit gets tested. So not only are the drivers being tested, but we also had to put in the contract this year, when we negotiated, that every member of CSEA, because some of our custodians are not drivers. So every employee of the CSEA unit gets tested.
So at some point in the year, but they never know when it's going to happen.
Correct, it's all random. Right, they contact me 24 hours in advance to say, we're coming tomorrow, I'm gonna send you the roster of who gets tested. And then they don't know, in the morning they'll get a call on the radio, report to the bus garage, and don't stop anywhere.
So you don't even know, like, who's being tested
Well, I'll know
until
24 hours, and I know the day before.
you know it's coming, but you don't know who.
No, she knows.
No, I know who's.
Oh, they give you the
Yes.
roster at that point?
Yes,
too?
and I can also request people to be tested also. So that's what the increase is, that's why that increase is 7.2% there. Then we have materials and supplies, that's a decrease of $5,000, so that's 6.5% down. Gas and diesel, we left the same, this year to next year. Then we have our lubrication and oil, which is gonna stay the same. And then tires and chains, I asked for an increase of $2,000 in that. Just because the cost of the tires is going up a little bit, and so I just want to make sure that we have enough there. Okay, and then the insurance, the 2 insurance lines stay the same.
Good.
Okay, my equipment line will remain the same. Our bus garage contractual expenditures, those are going to increase by $2,000, and that's there's different things at the garage that they do with different contractors, so. We need to increase that a little bit because I've had to move money into that line this year. Then our oil will stay the same. Water's going to go down $30. Electricity will stay the same. And then again, the insurance is the same for the liability. And then the materials and supplies for the bus garage will stay the same. So overall, it's an increase of 1.7%. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, who's on Barbara's phone?
Where is it that services and computers for bus garage?
Where are they?
Yeah, is it contractual or?
It depends. It can be equipment or
I think Anthony pays for that. I don't pay for that. Anthony pays for that.
What is it?
You're welcome.
Yeah. Anthony takes care of the bus garage.
The 2 computers for myself.
We'll find out.
Anthony does?
Equipment, he said.
Equipment. Right. So we have actually 3 computers there. We have
He doesn't.
2 that the mechanics use, and 1 that Christine uses for her dispatching, and also she keeps track of the mileage on all the vehicles. She enters that every month, and she also has been entering. What she's been doing now is, I have a program there that hasn't been used for a couple of years, that now we're using. And what she does is she enters all the work orders into the computer for each vehicle, and what parts are being used for that vehicle, so that we can track the costs of repairing those vehicles and maintaining them.
Good. Where do the bus drivers get their email?
They don't.
Oh.
The bus drivers don't have email addresses.
Even if they're custodian?
If they're head custodians, they do, but they don't otherwise. So they just get, they get snail mail. or a note on the board.
No, I didn't know. I thought all our employees had an email address.
No, not the custodians, the chauffeurs, they don't. Only the head custodians do, and then,
it's the main.
and then Marcelo
custodian,
and,
custodian's office.
and Christine do at the garage.
Do you think they need one?
The maintenance staff has, so the maintenance staff has email addresses, the mail supply guy, he has an email address, and then what I've done is, so the maintenance guys, they all have smartphones, so they can access School Dude from their smartphone, they can look up parts from their smartphone, they can order things from their phone, so they have access to all that. The custodians, they haven't found a real need to have access to email, and I just didn't want, at this point in time, the night guys to have access to computers because then they might just go in the classroom and start watching things that they shouldn't be doing and all that. So just take that out of the
Say
equation.
that about
You guys can do what they gotta do. So if it ever
There's not,
comes up
if there's not a
Move
need,
to
I
wait
mean,
for
it's
the
just
reading.
additional maintenance.
That's what I'm saying. If
there's
it comes
not.
up to a need where we need to have the custodial staff, where I have to start emailing them or something like that, then we'll have it. They are all on,
Well, they all
the
come to us.
service where everybody gets called. in
They'll
the
come to
morning
a
or whatever.
central
Yeah.
location
Oh.
anyway. I
So
mean,
they're all
there's
on
all
that.
the
If there's something
offices.
emergency or
Connected.
something like that, and then connected, right?
Yep.
So they have that type of
No, there's a central location, whether it's the school office or whether it's the bus garage or something.
Right, and we
I
send
mean, it's
whatever
not like,
information there, and it's all disseminated.
we're not
whether
talking
it's
about people working
in their
remotely
mailbox or
here.
on the board.
Yeah. And they have they have bulletin boards in each of their maintenance rooms, and they check that every day because they're checking other things that are going on there to see if there's trips going on, to see if there's overtime going on, where they are in the rotation. So all that information is there.
Oh, it sounds like you have a good system, so. Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and
Okay,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.